What up? It's your boy Baja Daggers, host of the 963 DagrRoom Mix Show and Podcast. Just a little warning, this show may contain some strong language. Bad words! But if you're too young for this, go ask your parents' permission. You know the commandments, honor thy father and thy mother. So let's get into the show. It's your boy Baja Daggers, host of the 963 DagrRoom Podcast and Mix Show, man. And I got a very special guest today with me. You know what I'm saying? The brother Ratazach from Sakari, New York, New Jersey. Go ahead,
Hey,
to
Shalom.
the people. Salakia.
All praise of the Most High, Salakia. First and foremost, of course, I give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh. I do so by Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. This is War Dog Ratazach from the Citizen Car, New Jersey, New York. I'm very, very excited to hit this podcast, man, and get this thing started. I'm gonna keep it 100, keep it very blunt, and of course, I'm gonna keep it gangster. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
So, but that's all. I just want to say Shalom and of course, Ahabatham and Yabaraki, Yahabashim, Yamshat to all of Yasha Allah, even you 2/3, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see you in the kingdom later on.
Hey, God, shit.
But all praises, all praises.
All praises, Doc. All praises. I mean,
praises.
it's crazy, right? I find myself doing that on on intros, as far as like, you know what I'm saying, doing the saluting, because I'm used to recording camp videos, sit downs, and camp videos. So I do. I'm like, wait, it's a podcast. I do it, you know what I'm saying, because in all things, we got to give honor to the Father and shit. By Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know what I mean? But it's like, damn, I not necessarily get out that routine, but do the intro. You know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy. I got a lot of people on my job listening. It's a lot of people that are waiting, you know what I'm saying, that been hitting me up at work, even on Facebook and shit. But you know what I'm saying, fuck that, ain't about me. You know what I'm saying? Tell me, hey, first, I know you're a graffiti writer. It caught me off guard, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to ask the question like in the California, I'm like, hey homie, you write? Like I was like, you write? No.
Yeah, so yeah, I do tag, I do write, and my name is Agro, Agro. Haven't really tagged in a long time. It's been very strict around here too. But usually when I go out and I like to just write this Agro. Sometimes I write, I put Yahweh's name on it, whatever, Yahweh Shai. I'm always tagging. Of course, I'm not putting it in English. I'm putting it in ancient Hebrew, of course, just like you see it on the shirt. Um, I'm always either in Jersey, New York. I'm actually supposed to be going hitting a spot probably this weekend with one of my boys. So we'll see how that goes. You know what I'm saying? Probably hit a little train station or something. You never know. You know what I mean?
Hey man, that graph scene. Hey, so tell me about the graph scene in New York, because I never got to talk to a writer from New York. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's different. Like we're having the conversation prior to the interview about what I'm saying, how the graffiti scene is out here. Tell me about it out there.
Well, in New York, it's a lot of good spots in New York. A lot of it is like tagged up everywhere. Now, back in the days when I was growing up, it was like in the 90s, it was way tagged. Like everywhere you could look at, like even in your local store, there was graffiti there. You know what I mean? The train station, man, that was like what a sight to see. Like if you go into the train station back in them days, bro, every car was tagged, bro. Big bubble letters, arrows, wild style, shiny pictures, cartoons. Sometimes they had realistic like somebody would paint a realistic picture and you'd be like, yo, did they like put that on and they plastered it onto the wall? Like, nah, bro, that's somebody painted that, bro. There's actually spots in New York where they have it's like a really, really long tunnel. I don't remember exactly what it was called. It kind of it's not rolling off my tongue, but that whole entire tunnel, it's literally like it looks like a mile long tunnel just to get to a train station, just to get to the actual station, and that whole tunnel is top to the bottom, literally on the floor, the side, the wall, the ceiling. It's all graphed up. Or everybody like and people will let you go there and graph up. They don't care. Like it's like, hey, whatever. It's a whole wall. Everybody can graph there. And then there's a spot in New York called 5 Point, and I don't think it's there anymore. But it became like a sight to see. If you was into graffiti, you had to go to 5 Point, because that place called 5 Point, literally, it's like a 6-7 story building, and that whole building is graphed up. There's not a spot on that building that wasn't tagged up, man. You can Google this too. If you Google 5 Point and you see all the graffiti on it, you're like, damn, son, I need my name on that wall. You
You
know
know
what
what's
I mean?
crazy? I do know about 5 Point because I don't know if you know, I'm older than most cat. I was older than everybody when I came around. You know what I'm saying? I'm an 80s baby, an early 80s baby at that.
Wow.
But meaning you know, with that, I started writing in 1996. I was a child, but I do remember hearing about that when what the older homies would tell me about. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, the scene in New York and the scene in LA was all that. Like, in particular, I would hope you have seen Beat Street, Wild Style, and Style Wars. At least one of
Oh
those.
yeah, of course. Like, what graffiti artist hasn't seen that? And if you tag, man, if you ain't seen those movies, that's a highly recommendation. You got to go check those movies out.
Con.
Right.
There's one. It's weird as hell, but it has like it has like the graffiti. The graffiti scenes are real. It's just the whole movie because you know how Esau is. It's some Edomites that paint up north in Northern California. It's called Bomb the System, some shit like that. Anyways, they was getting spots up there in Frisco too. That's another movie. You know what I'm saying? If you just want to forward through to the graph scenes and shit. But
Right.
like
That's what we used to call it.
What?
Salaki. No, go ahead. Salaki, go ahead.
No, like it's real depressing. That's all I was gonna say. Like the movie, the actual movie's kind of like sad as fuck. But like them going through the graph, hey, I was in the world when I see it. That's probably why I thought it was sad. You know, I'm having Esau now. You know what I'm saying?
Now the same here. When I was in the world and I was watching this and I was watching the movies, I was like, I was getting sad because I was like, that's how it used to look. Damn, son. They made them clean it all up. They took all the trains and they like washed everything top to bottom. And if you was caught, they make you erase what you drew and you would do time and all of that. And then from there came the breakdancing. And then you got like how it started in, like when it was in New York, it was very popular in NYC. And it was a lot of with so-called Black and Puerto Ricans. A lot of them was always doing it. So you got, you know, Judah and Ephraim. And of course you had Manasseh joining in too. You had Zebulon. You had, you know, some of the other northern tribes that would join in. Right. You had some of them that were Gad that may look like they was, you know, Judah, but they was Gadites, right? And they had some really nice styles. And then there was one thing with when it came to the arrows and a different I don't think it was the arrows. It was more so the wild colors. So like the more rainbow color type thing where it was like you would mix, just throw random colors into it. I forgot the brother's name, but he has one arm. He's a lefty. He lost his arm.
I know who you're talking about. Oh shit! What documentary or movie is he on painting?
He's on Wild Style. I mean, Star Wars. He's
on
Star Wars.
I know who you're talking about. It's crazy. I just watched the movie the other day and shit. I bought it because I couldn't get it for free no more. It's matter of fact, it's free on YouTube. It's free on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah,
you know
And you still,
I bought it before I discovered it on YouTube on Prime. I was just randomly finding it, but I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, that brother's a legend. He really made it like where now people, when they do that, like, and you know, you got people that say, "Oh, I created this." Nah, bro, he did that. That was a jig that did that. Understand that, man. You gotta. I'm saying, like, even when you see like, it's this Ephraimite artist named Cope, right? Everybody know Cope too.
Yeah, Cope
right?
too.
Cope, and you got Can, you got Scene. You got and there's a few others, right? And you got PK, you got Kid.
Oh, so like it. No, so like it's Chino BY I think he's on the video game Getting Up. He Ephraimite?
Yeah. I believe he's either Ephraim. I think he's either Ephraim or Manasseh. One of those two. But he is Joseph. I think he's Joseph. I believe he's Joseph. But I remember he is on that game. Yeah, that game is a throwback too, man. That's a throwback game. Still. Wow.
Watch, I'm gonna edit this part out the video. Hold on, I got you. Let me see if I can pull it up real fast. Whoa, hold on. I might have. Damn, I don't got it. I normally don't walk off of it, but I have the game, bro. It's funny because you know Zahar? You remember Zahar? Zahar used to be in San Diego. So the brother got a gig doing security work at a concert venue. He got me in to see Talib Kweli, and he got I got him. He got the autograph for me, but on the book from the video game. That was the point of that. what you gonna call? I brought the, you know what I'm saying? I brought the book. He signed it and shit. So now I got the game with the black book that came with it, autographed by Quali. That shit is so cool, bro. By Train himself.
Oh man.
Hey, did you pass the game?
I actually no. No. I don't even own the system anymore, dog. Like I could get it emulated. If I get like on my computer and I get the emulator, I could play the game again.
Oh, word.
Yeah. I got like there's a lot of things I got. Like I have a laptop where I got a lot of games where I could do emulations on. So I don't have to have the actual system anymore. All right. I don't need a PlayStation 4 controller. I don't need no Xbox, you know what I'm saying? I could just, you know what I'm saying? I could just easily just download it on my computer. And I could actually, I do need the controller. I could use the controller, hook it up to my laptop and play right there.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? I got N64 games, Super Mario, Super Nintendo games for what's that? The original Xbox, PlayStation 2. Just, you know, any games that I wanted to play. So I wanted to play that game, or I could play that game if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Just gotta do is a quick little download, put it on there, and boom, playing the game.
It's funny because it's all about graph till literally the last mission when you fight somebody. But even then, I think you gotta like catch some spots.
You still gotta fight people. No, yeah, you still gotta fight. Even in the beginning of the game, you still gotta fight. Yeah. Like, cause you still gotta fight people because it's like territorial, and that's why it was called Star Wars. Because somebody would see your tag, they'll see your piece and be like, "That's fire." I'm gonna tag over that shit. Like, yo, that's fucked up, bro.
Hey, Jay, them curses is real. Them curses is real. Yeah. How you gonna hate your brother for man? And it's funny you say that, right? Because we hold camp back when my original spot was at, right? Mm-hmm. Right there on Waterman and Baseline. I don't know if you ever saw my old videos.
But I used to watch you on your old videos, yeah.
We moved across the street.
Yeah, I had the hole on top with the
yeah. Yeah, I don't do that no more.
I never believed in that. I never believed in that.
And it's funny because me and my best friend came in the truth together. He just never joined the camp. Topsy, that brother, he's on a couple of Deacon's older songs.
Okay.
The Jake, he used to tell me like, bro, you ain't got to do that. He's like, when we used to kick, he's like, I do it out of respect for you. He's like, but there's no law in the Torah. And I would argue with this man for hours, bro. And then finally, when I learned it, I was like, well, you know, that thing you told me, it was right, you know, and that's why, you know what I'm saying? I
used to argue with niggas about that shit too, bro. I used to always get into constant debates with niggas, especially when I was with GMS. They was like, yo, you can't have your head covered. And I was like, but that's not in the Torah. It's not there. And I was like, nigga, you're new in the truth. And I'm like, yeah, but the first thing I did was I was in the truth was I started reading the Torah. And I was like, wait a minute, I don't see head covers in the Torah. I see niggas putting their head covered in the Torah. So I was like, wait a minute. It was just something that I just never, like, I used to do it out of respect to the elders in the camp or whatever, but all the time when I was there wasn't no cameras. Like, I remember one time when I was in HOI, and this is a secret, man, I don't think Zabak knows this, but if he watches his videos, Zabak, I'm Salakia, all right? It was one time when they had no cameras. They was down south, they was in DC, they was teaching. It was in New York, and, you know, I'm up and coming, I'm like almost 3 years in the truth, almost 3 years, and I had a fitted on my head. And I'm teaching the Bible. And at the end of camp, I said, yo, anybody got a problem with me having my head covered that I just taught? I want anyone to show me in the Torah where I just went off at. And they all just stood quiet. They was like, I can't say.
I mean, that's all right. It is what it is, huh?
It is what it is, man. If you got a problem, man, you got to. If I'm gonna be condemned, you gotta prove me in the law, man. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter, you know. And I'm starting to see a lot of other camps do that too. A lot of other camps, they're like, there's this one camp called Yahweh camp, and I saw them wearing do-rags, and I was like, something's going on over here. Something is different.
It's crazy because the camp across the street when we first met, again about Jay being territorial, we got into. Not necessarily a confrontation, like not necessarily an argument, but a bit of a discourse. Like, this is our spot. I'm like, nah, bro, this is my spot. I was like, I've been here for X amount of years. Like, oh, we've been here for like 2 years. I'm like, that's cool. Like, y'all guarded the spot while I was gone, but this is my spot. Don't come up here arguing. And ultimately, we resolved it. We became brotherly, and all really that happened was we moved across the street. You know what I'm saying? We just moved across the street to a different corner. And it worked out because I'm like, bro, I'm not about to argue with these brothers, and it's gonna look bad on. It's gonna reflect bad on all of us, not just my camp, not just all Israel. Like, well, you fools were arguing on the corner. I seen it now for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't have that. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy now.
Right.
Now after like when we call it a shift change. So like I'll start looking around. The other day I got worried, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It was like 2 Saturdays ago. I was teaching, right? And I looked at the time. I started looking around, bro. So I'm going in. My officer was like, "Hey, Cap, are them brothers coming?" I'm like, "I don't know if we just teach we're just gonna teach till we either get tired or they show up." And finally we wrapped up. One brother walked in. He's like, "Oh yeah, we was across the street. We was trying to let y'all know like we was gonna start late." I'm like, "Oh, well shit, we was just worried and shit." But yeah, like and then like every time we draw attention when we're like both camps are together, like because we're rowdy and loud, bro, and we start cracking jokes. Or we're edifying somebody, we seen people turn their heads and look and shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit I want to see in Israel. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I do it. That's where they say when I'm teaching, it's like a little rowdy too. But I tone my shit down. You know what I mean? Well, I just don't give a fuck when I see Esau. I just like, all right, all that. Let's talk with soft words type shit. Now, fuck that, bro. I don't. Who are you? Right? Who? What? From whence? From where comest thou?
What is thy seed line?
Where are you from? Prove that you're a Jewish man.
Hey, you know what's crazy in San? You know, I teach in the ghetto, bro. I've never seen Amalek in my city.
Damn, that's weird.
In my area and in my general area of the Inland Empire, I've seen them one time. I'm sure they're like downtown Riverside where the courts are at, but I seen them one time, and that's because it's funny. I just came in the truth, bro. I was probably like maybe 6-7 months in the truth. All right, don't even trip. Upgrade now. No, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna cut it. Sure. Boom. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what I was talking. Oh yeah. So anyways,
there's a bunch of Jewish folks up the block from where I'm at. It's crazy.
And Amalek pop up with a little yarmulke, bro. I promise you, I went to lunch and never went back to that job again. I'm like, I'm good. I'm not. Wow. I'm gonna take off on this dude. But shit. What was I gonna tell you? Couple things before, because I'm at the cut it short. It's just we're not a recording space. If you want, we could continue the interview because again, I recorded part 2 of it even and shit. Before we get up out of here though, tell me about that lesson. I seen that mighty lesson about graffiti.
All praises. So about the lesson, the reason why I came up with the lesson is because we had a brother in the camp that actually left. He left because he said that graffiti stuff is carnal, wasn't spiritual. You know, like, oh, you guys just want to do some carnality and go out and tag on walls. Like, man, fuck that. We got to go teach the word. And I'm just like, yeah, but what if we tagging Yahweh's name on the walls? Is that wrong? And he's like, bro, we don't got to be doing that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? But it was just, it's retarded. You know, it was just really stupid. Like, and then there's, you know, there's still brothers that just, they don't understand. Like, graffiti was always a thing that we did. It was always something that we was always putting on walls and stuff. Like, how else would we know that there were pictures on the walls if we didn't do, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have physical paper that we wrote on, you know what I'm saying? Like, we wasn't taking, hey, I'm gonna take a paper and write it on paper and I'm gonna draw out. I mean, we might have done it years after, but when we was in Egypt, nigga, we were slaves in Egypt. So all we had to do is like, man, fuck it, I'm leaving my mark on this wall. Show my ancestors, nigga, I was here, bro. Like even when you go to certain stores, right? They have like where it says like free to write on a board. So like there's some stores that have this. It's very, very rare that you go to a store and you'll see like a place where they got like a board and you could write on it with like a marker or expo marker. You know, it's a dry erase, so it comes off, and you could like leave your mark or whatever right on the wall. Or certain stores where they go like so. There's, long story short, I went to this one spot, and I'm gonna tell you about 2 spots I went to. This one spot I went to, this one store I went to, and they had a spot where you could take a marker and write your name on it, and I wrote Ratazach was here, and I put Yahweh's name and all of that. So it's like the same thing as when we go to Egypt. It's like, well, hey, I was here, Joseph was here, I was here. You know what I mean? And then they draw like the depictions of the people, And you know, then now people like to say, oh, they was all dark skinned. You had light skinned Israelites too. They was drawing them as light skins. You had them with braids. You had them with long hair. You had them with straight hair. You had them all different types of hair textures, all different types of skin tones. But to show you that, hey, look, these were the slaves in Egypt. This is they left their mark. They left their markings on it. And then you have it also where they would leave words or code names or like it's like Morse code, but in like in a graffiti form. And then they would also have where you would look at on the walls and they would show like poems and you know and like song basically. They would write they would write music on rocks, write them on the in the caves. Even in the island of Puerto Rico, they you go to like certain caves, they actually have where it's writings in the caves. And it's like, well, think about it. Writing on a wall, what's that? Graffiti. It's just what it is.
No, real
And then
shit.
there's one spot.
Oh, go ahead.
There's one spot I went to. My bad, I got you. There's one spot that I also went to. They had like it's like this bar, and in the bar, like you could take a they'll give you a marker of your choice or whatever color you want to do. And I went to that bathroom and I tagged that motherfucking bathroom up.
And it's funny, right? You speaking on your brother's tagging the name. There's a spot. There's a spot by where we teach at. I'm not gonna tell where it's one of those bus stops where Izan many years ago wrote the name on the back of the bus stop. So now after camp, I'm like, y'all want to see some? Whenever we get some new guys, we'll be like, y'all want to see something cool? We'll take them across the street to where from one of those spots from camp. I'll be like, look at that. They'll be looking. Oh shit, who did that? Can't tell you that. And then we drive off and shit. But it's right, man. That shit been burning. It's been rocking for years. They buff all the graph off that bus stop, but they've never hit that. Like they've never buffed that out.
Wow, that's amazing. That's just go to show you how powerful the name of the Lord is, man.
Come.
Right, and then you got there's also spots that I'm starting to see where I'm starting to see a lot of Hebraic graffiti in my neighborhood. And my brother had took an Uber one time. You know about Ubers, of course. Everybody know Uber, right? Yeah, Uber, taxis, whatever. He went into a taxi and then he went to an Uber. One of the Ubers had Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai in ancient Hebrew inside the seat, like on the seat. He looked at it, he said, "What the fuck?" And then he went into a Uber, and in the Uber somebody wrote in the back of the seat Yahweh, or what I think it said Yahweh. I think it was either Yahweh or like Yahweh is coming, or Yahweh. I think it said Yahweh Shai is coming or something like that. And then just not too far down the road where I'm at, somebody wrote Revelation 18:6, and I was like, "Come out of here, my people." I'm like, "Oh my God, bro, these people are understanding, bro." And then they got 1 John 3 and 5. There's another one, 1 John 5 and 3. I'm like, yo, people are really grafting graffiti, but it's Bible verses, and if not Bible verses, they're putting ancient Hebrew writings, Yahweh, Tetragrammaton, not just the ancient Paleo. You got the modernized Hebrew writing, where it's that little dash, and then you know what I mean, that it look like an N, bro. I'm just like, yo, bro, I'm gonna start asking, like, I'm gonna ask around, yo, who did that? I want to link up with these niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, real shit, like, do it the old school instead of stupid. Hey, homie, you write? What you write? Hey, you know who write that? Started the I'm telling you, and it's crazy because I don't know who it was, but some years back in LA, they had the 110 freeway, a couple freeways. They had the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans are the Jews in big ass banners, and then the other one, they were posting signs all over Amalek's neighborhood. Somebody with Yahweh Shai is coming, and they were writing it on people's walls, bro. And they
that was up here in Jersey City, right up, literally 2 blocks up. They literally wrote that. It's a Jewish school up the block from where I'm at. And they wrote, Yahweh Shai is coming.
And it's funny because I remember that too, because it was all over the news. That's what linked it. They were like, oh, this is going on in Los Angeles and these Jewish neighbors now back east. And they're like making a big ass deal. I was like, yeah, you bitches are scared now, huh? You bitches are scared now, huh?
Yeah, graffiti is also used as signs. That's what it's used for. It's used. Is, you know what I'm saying? Like if we don't have the technology, we don't have that the tools to make a damn billboard. So fuck it, right on this damn wall right over here real quick, and just put arrow here, point over here, it's over there. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, but hey, Yak, it was a pleasure to have you on the show. I'm gonna edit that fuck up out. Don't trip. I see. That's why I like pre-recording my interviews and shit. But it was a pleasure to have you on here, bro. Shit, I hope this ain't the last time we speak or the last time you're on the show, man, because you know what I'm saying? It's love, baby. It's love. You know
Hey
what I'm
man,
saying?
it's always a pleasure, man. I'm looking forward to the next one, man. You know, and it's funny that we did a graffiti talk because I'm wearing a graffiti.
I
You know, what I'm
know.
saying I'm wearing a graffiti shirt, and
I know.
this is Shema Yasha'ala Yahweh Alahaya Nawa Yahweh Echad. Look, graffiti on a shirt. Is this vandalism? Oh boy, somebody vandalized my shirt.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I know who did that, and I know where they did it at.
All praises. All praises, man.
And it's funny because if the brother, if the ox, if brother if the brother that said that saw it, he'd lose his shit. Like, I see they're vandalizing. Oh, that's the homie's backyard. Just like that's why I was like, that's the homie's backyard. At least that's what
I've
I'm gonna
done
tell
graffiti
you.
in my backyard too, man. And they're like, are you doing graffiti? I should call the police. And I'm like, nigga, I live here. Like,
Hey, you know what's crazy? Before we get up out of here, that happened to me one time, bro. The homie's mom used to let him bomb, and we were bombing the side of the street. So this eater might come out like, oh, don't go over on my side of the wall. Whoop. All right, we ain't saying no. We kept going, bro. The police came. We had to hop the wall. And then they're like, oh, we got somebody had to prove they live here. Why the Issachar that happened to have his ID that lived there was the one with warrants, Doc? They took my boy and I was like, I looked at the homie like, yeah, bro, let's go. I don't even want to pay no more. Let's go, bro. Let's just kill the mood.
oh man, that's crazy. That happened to me. The same thing, side of the house, back on the back of the house. I was grabbed in the wall, and the neighbor was like, "Yo, it smells like straight paint. What's going on? It smells strong." And I'm just like, "Hey, homie, close your window." The fuck?
But shit, yeah, I got run out of recording time. So, you know what I'm saying? Of course, it's a pleasure to have you, Ratazach. You're a dope brother. Any
No
graph
crazy.
you got, hey, next time slide through with some pictures, some work or so. You know what I mean? Let's show the people what you
I
got.
got you.
I
I
know
got
you
you.
got something for you, boy.
I got you. I got you. I got a sketchbook. I'll bring it on next time. I'll bring the whole sketchbook. I'll go through some. I go through some of my old sketches, which reminds me, I'm gonna start painting some new ones.